Instead of giving you the same beginner tips that you've probably heard over 100 times, in this video, I'm going to be walking you through 5 real Amazon seller stories and how you can avoid their mistakes. Let's get to work. Most Amazon sellers in the Middle East don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they fall victim to the same exact mistakes that other sellers that have carved the path, not just in the Middle East, but globally on Amazon, have already made. So, in this video, the process is to walk you through some stories so that you can learn some lessons and avoid making those mistakes. Let's get started with story number 1 and business lesson number 1 from Watex. And the lesson is, don't launch too many products too early. Denise Sung, the founder of Watex, decided to launch only one product out of the range when she got started, simply because she wanted to test out and figure out, do people really want this product? Once the product was launched on Amazon, she was able to get real market feedback from real Amazon customers. Feedback, sales numbers, data, information, and help her validate what to do next. Now, the reason why this story might resonate with you is because we all want, when you want to get started on Amazon, you're so excited and you want to launch so many products and get this business up and running. But in reality, sometimes launching one product or taking things slowly might be the better approach. So here comes the lesson if you are an Amazon seller in the Middle East or you're gonna get started soon. A lot of beginner sellers launch 5 to 10 products in the UAE and Saudi Arabia, and this is particularly a bad move, especially if you're doing it all on your own. It's a good idea to start with either 1 to maximum 3 strong products and let the market tell you what to do next. Story number 2 comes from Totally Bamboo. And the moral of the story, pay attention to what the market is telling you. Totally Bamboo, which is now a cutting board empire, didn't actually get started this way. It started actually very naturally, with the founders thinking they wanted to do a little bit of money on the side. They got a few bamboo cutting boards and they started in these street festivals, or what we call street markets. And after some time, people started lining up in front of their booth just simply to buy these cutting boards. So the market gave them the signal of the fact of what they need to do, which is definitely invest more in these cutting boards or chopping boards and launch them on a platform like Amazon. So this could be your story. If you have a good product idea, you don't have to launch it immediately on Amazon. You can test out the waters, try to launch it in street markets, which we've got a lot of in the Middle East that are quite interesting. You can do some smaller pop-ups as well, just to figure out what people like and don't like, so that when you launch the product at scale on Amazon, you know exactly what the customer likes and what the customer wants. So the lesson here is, do not ignore real demand signals. If customers really resonate and respond with a certain color, with a certain size, definitely with a certain product, focus on that and stop trying to invent something else. Basically, follow the signal of what customers want rather than trying to sell what you want and what you think is the right way to go. By the way, since we are 2 stories deep into the video, if this is your first time watching a video on this channel, hi, my name is Crystal from the Amazon Sellers Society and Sellers Society. We've been supporting sellers on Amazon in the Middle East since 2019 as a leading certified Amazon partner in the region. If you want help and support, if you're currently selling on Amazon and you're experiencing issues and you want support from an expert team, do go to our website, www.assmiddleeast.org. You'll find a lot of free resources, and you'll also be able to book a call with myself and the team where we can help and support you. Now, as always, I'm going to also ask you to do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like this video, thumbs up this video, and leave me a comment in the comment section below. And as a reward for doing all of that, we will actually choose a winner to win a call with me where I can walk you through all the details, any questions that you have related to Amazon. The winner in this video is the person that left this comment. Thank you so much. We'll be reaching out to you. Story number 3 comes from Jambalaya Girl. Don't only focus on the retail market. Kristen Preyau launched her products in her local grocery store, as it's quite a niche type of product, but she wanted to grow beyond. And obviously we're talking here in the US, which is a huge market. And of course, going into more retail stores is so difficult for small to medium-sized brands as it is very costly. So she looked for Amazon in order to expand beyond her local region. If you have a brand and it is quite popular, even if it's niche, the easiest way for you to launch beyond the local market that you are supporting is to sell on platforms like Amazon. And the reality is, Amazon does not charge you any slotting fees, any listing fees. Amazon only charges you once you sell a product. By the way, going back to Jambalaya Girl's story, she selected FBA as her primary method to deliver products to customers. And FBA provides so many unique perks to customers and makes it a little bit more enticing for them to buy your product, especially if they are in a pinch and a hurry. So the lesson here is, a lot of sellers think the product needs to be successful first before we move it onto Amazon. But that's not necessary. If the product works, it will work on Amazon. And Amazon sometimes has its own unique type of customers. Even if your product might not work on your own website, it might really resonate with customers that are logging into Amazon searching for something similar. So even though the moral of the story, you need to test out the product and all of that, but you can actually launch it on Amazon and test it out there. More stories about food going forward with story number 4 and lesson number 4 from Murph's Condiments. And even though I love Amazon, but this story is about not depending on one sales channel. Now, Murph's Condiments was solely focused on restaurants. That was before the pandemic. So basically 75 to 80% of their revenue was tied simply to one sales channel, which was restaurants. And it goes without saying, in 2020 all the way up to 2022, you know what happened with the world and how the restaurant industry got extremely affected. That's where Murph's Condiments decided to move on to Amazon. The lesson here is, if you are currently selling in retail or if you are selling on your own website, looking into different marketplaces and looking into different sales channels is the way to go. If something happens to this, then you have the other sales channel. It also goes for you if you are selling on Amazon. Even though our company is called Amazon Sellers Society and we love Amazon, but it certainly should not be your only sales channel. You should look into expanding to more sales channels, obviously at the right time, because you don't want to, if you are a solopreneur or if you are a small team, you just need to ensure that you're able to send or have the right energy to be able to support all of those different sales channels. So grow slowly, but put it as a system in your pipeline to not just depend on one channel. Moving away from food, story number 5 comes from Honeycat Jewelry. Now, this is an important lesson. What works today might fail tomorrow. Honeycat's founders credit Amazon for getting more eyeballs and more visibility on their products. However, they do agree that what works today might not work anymore tomorrow. As tastes change, the market change. Specifically, if you are in fashion, fashion changes and evolves. Even nowadays, food tastes tend to change. So they fell into this mistake, and their advice is to always stay flexible and to stay current. Here's the lesson. If you are a new Amazon seller, normally what ends up happening is you think the first product you launch, that's it. It's going to be permanent. It's going to be forever. But the reality is, not only does the product need to be updated every so often because tastes change, but you need to also update constantly your prices, your creatives, your ad strategy. Everything needs to be updated as the market, specifically the online market, is so rapid in making changes. If you are rigid, definitely your competition will outrun you and outperform you. And here are the 5 mistakes. Let me know which story resonates with you the most. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Thank you again for your support and for watching the videos. If you need more information, do reach out to us, and I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.